Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us to our Financial Inclusion Week session, Empowering Afghanistan's Financial Inclusion Through Data Science. My name is Mallory Sheff. I'm a Senior Manager of Product and Programs at DataKind. DataKind is a nonprofit organization that leverages the power of data science and AI for social impact and really to increase the reach, scale, and impact of our partner social impact organizations. I'm very excited today to be joined by Sanzar Kakar, an Afghani-American entrepreneur and business leader and CEO of HisabPay. In today's conversation, we are going to dive into the intersection of financial inclusion and data science, really aiming to look specifically at our partnership with HisabPay to highlight the power of data science for impact, especially for traditionally marginalized and hard to reach communities. Sanzar, thank you for your time. Welcome. We're really grateful to you for joining us for today's conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be part of this discussion.
So to kick it off a little bit and to talk a little bit about the impact and importance of inclusive financial services, I'd love for you to provide us with an overview of HisabPay's mission and its role in promoting financial inclusion across Afghanistan.
Wonderful. So Afghanistan is one of the most difficult and challenging environments for financial services. Only about 4% of the adults in the country have a bank account. So 96% of the population are unbanked, and they don't have access to even simple financial services to be able to send funds back and forth between family and friends, much less other products such as microfinance or microinsurance. So our goal with HisabPay is to provide a platform that can reach to that 96% of the population that's unbanked. And hopefully, if we can crack the puzzle here in Afghanistan, we might be able to expand to the 2 billion other unbanked people around the world, including in Africa, in the Middle East, and in general in the global South.
Absolutely. Thank you. And that's so exciting and such an incredible opportunity. A lot of the work that you do and the predominant majority of the work that you do is really through the opportunity of providing digital financial products and services. At DataKind and broadly in the world and the field of financial inclusion, we know that digital financial products and services are truly a transformative force in advancing financial inclusion. It really revolutionizes the way individuals and businesses can access and use financial services. And we know that this is transformative for a variety of reasons, but most importantly, it provides financial services with more efficient, accessible, and cost-efficient opportunities. And this is particularly important, as you mentioned, in underserved and hard to reach and marginalized communities. And part of these kind of digital financial opportunities and products is these mobile money accounts, which facilitate secure and convenient transactions from savings to access to credit. And these mobile money accounts really enable individuals to build financial resilience and participate more broadly in economic activities. And so I'd love for you to share a little bit more about the ways in which digitization or digitalization through HisabPay and leveraging the use of mobile phones across Afghanistan has really helped influence this financial landscape and helped increase the financial inclusion of your users and customers.
Oh, wonderful. So sometimes, financial inclusion and financial services are intangible and kind of hard to grasp what exactly they mean and how exactly they affect the lives of people. So I'll just give a few examples, to show how big of a difference it actually makes. We are using HisabPay to be able to make digital payments directly to the beneficiaries of donors in the country. So these are widows, these are very marginalized communities in the country that typically have to travel quite far to the nearest community distribution event for their donation, their grant, just for enough money to survive, to eat that particular month. And so the average wait time for these distribution events is 7 hours. So if you can imagine maybe a widow with very young children having to travel at great cost, expense, and headache to an event, and then waiting in line with young little kids for 7 hours before being kind of humiliated in getting, that little donation in cash, and then having to finally go back and go to a store to get that. That process is the traditional way, with kind of bags of cash to get money to the marginalized, and how it's typically done. Through Hisab Pay, we've been able to completely change that process, where that particular beneficiary can receive digital funds instantly on their phone without having to travel, without having to wait in line for 7 hours, and then go straight to the nearest grocery store to buy food or medicine, for their kids, and be able to, proceed in a much more dignified manner that saves more time, that saves their headache, that kind of completely changes it. That opens that opportunity for them to spend time on more productive matters rather than kind of waiting in the sun for their money. So that's just an example of just a simple donation. Other areas, are more complex, but equally efficient. We have started to assist with payment of electric bills. And, there's one electric provider in Afghanistan, and people usually have to travel a very long time, again, wait in line and pay their electric bill in cash. And if they don't, their power goes out because they haven't paid their bill. And so sometimes the cost of even travel to that nearest village or town or bank that's able to pay their bill is really, really difficult and time consuming for small businesses, for micro businesses. And that's time away from their business, from their livelihood, from their families, just to be able to wait in line, to pay their electric bill every single month of the year. And now with Hisab Pay, we have started paying electric bills digitally, instantly, directly from their phone with one click, where they just scan the QR code that's on the bill and instantly it's paid. Last month, we were able to process over 150,000 bills, and it's increasing exponentially because it just saves so much time. So in terms of productive time back to the communities, back to the country, to be able to focus on other things, it's a tremendous, exponential game changer to be able to help communities and go about it. The last example is with Herat. A few days ago, we had a devastating earthquake, actually a series of earthquakes. There were multiple after tremors where thousands and thousands of Afghans were killed, and it left a lot of communities, a lot of people, a lot of orphans, with not an easy way to go about it. So to be able to travel to all those villages and send bags of cash to be able to go up there and help people at the most vulnerable time, in the most difficult time, is very, very difficult. But through digital financial services, we're able to reach those people just through a phone call and send them money directly to their phone number, where they can immediately get help, because every minute counts. And being able to do that makes a difference. Many times it's a matter of life or death. So we're so honored and pleased and happy that we can make a difference in the lives of the 40 million people in Afghanistan, and hopefully continue to provide those services through finding what the true challenges are by analyzing data with the help of DataKind, as we're going to talk about right now.
Great, Sanzar. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for those examples highlighting the true impact that Hisab Pay is able to do directly for the communities that need it the most. And this is why DataKind is so privileged to be able to partner with you on a collaboration. As I shared earlier at the beginning of this conversation, at DataKind, we leverage the power of data science and AI for social impact in order to really increase the scale, reach, and impact of our partners. And so part of the work that we do at DataKind is in the field of financial inclusion. And we, as mentioned, are delighted to partner with Hisab Pay and to leverage the opportunity to collaborate with your subject matter expertise, your field expertise, your knowledge of the needs, and our expertise in data science. We know that Hisab Pay currently has over 350,000 individual accounts broadly across the country. And we're really leveraging the incredible richness of your data in order to help you have a deeper understanding of the needs of your customers based on their profiles. This is really an opportunity for us to support you as an organization, as a business, to grow, to better support your clients and their future growth. And so I'd love to hear a little bit more about how, for you, in your opinion, has data science been really a catalyst for your and HesabPay's efforts to expand your reach and impact? What is kind of the cornerstone or the turnkey or the catalyst opportunity of leveraging data-driven insight for your work?
Wonderful. So in Afghanistan, we're not the first people that have tried to do digital financial services. There's been at least 4 other electronic money institutions, EMIs, in the country for the last 15 years. And all of them haven't really been able to reach the mass market, been able to successfully operate. And so we want to make sure that we're not following in their footsteps and not repeating the same mistakes. And the reason that we think we will be able to make a difference is that we need to be extremely responsive and also, focus on the data to really dig deep to find out what are the people's problems and challenges and try to solve those. Because if we just keep doing what everyone else is doing, we're going to get the same result, which was not as successful as what's needed for the country to be able to reach and to make a difference in the mass market, for people. So what we see is that the biggest game changer, as the catalyst, as the what's going to be the secret sauce for us to make the difference, is to dig deep into all of the reasons, not just what we think might work, not just through talking to people and they'll tell us what we want to hear, but through very careful data-driven analytics, and based on that research and that data, to be able to make decisions and be fluid enough to go about it. For example, why do people hesitate, to sign up? Is it, a lack of ID? Is it a lack of pictures? What are the things that are causing the most trouble after they have an account? Why did they not spend it? Do they not have access to areas to do cash in? Do they not have enough cash out points? Why do people not want to spend more digitally? Is it a cost problem? Is it a gender problem? Is it a literacy problem? And to just dig really deep into the numbers to see what are the trends, what's working, what areas of the country geographically working, what products are working, what eyes are working, and then focus on those areas that are working, try to figure out the solutions to the problems that are, and based on that, keep being nimble and adjusting our products and services in response to that, and keep adapting to move about it. So because no one has been able to crack the nut so far, we still see a vast ocean of opportunity, and we're hoping that with the key critical insights from DataKind, we'd be able to make that difference to change the country and change the world.
Thank you, Sanzar. Yes, we are particularly delighted as we're diving into the data. We're learning about the different types of transactions from sender and receiver. We're diving deep into trends, understanding the incredible growth, as you mentioned earlier, of people using HesabPay to pay their electricity bill. Are people using and buying airtime? If so, when are they buying airtime? Is it at specific times of months? Do we have any time series analysis to understand any trends? This will be critical to HesabPay to understand what services they can strengthen to better offer for those individual customers and clients that are looking for those types of services. And so as part of our work, we are going to be doing some customer segmentation, and we're also going to be doing an art of the possible demonstration using some predictive models. How can we demonstrate to the HesabPay team how we can predict growth? Or how can we predict user retention? All of these are going to be critical insights for them to understand where they can best provide their resources, their technical experience, their subject matter experience to really continue to grow and impact their individual clients across Afghanistan, and ultimately help them join the formal financial system. As we turn a little bit towards next steps, thinking about the future of inclusive financial services. We've talked a little bit about, the background of HesabPay and how it came to be, the work we're doing together now towards really helping you extend your impact and extend sustainability of your work more broadly. I'd love to learn a little bit about your vision of the future for HesabPay and how you see it continuing to advance financial inclusion across Afghanistan and maybe the region and the world.
Wonderful. So the power of AI is really, really limitless and transformative in this space, and especially with DataKind, trying to utilize it to see things that might not be so easy to deny. A lot of us as humans, if we try to analyze a lot of data, there's our own biases and thoughts and come into play and how we think things might work. But trying to leverage, statistical, tools and being able to look at it from a very analytical and data analysis perspective is very critical to make sure that we're making our decisions in the right way. And that will help us guide and brainstorm and expand much, much further. What our vision is to be able to help the most people. That's what we want to do. And so what can we do to solve people's problems? What can we do to help them, the most vulnerable among us, to make a difference? So we all thought that, for example, with the blockchain, it would be so easy to send money. That's the original purpose of the blockchain. You could be able to send money from one person to another person anywhere in the world without a middleman, without any costs, without any fees, because it was all on the permanent, immutable blockchain, cutting out the middleman, sending one to anyone in the world just using their address. But why hasn't that really happened? And what are the key challenges? What are the bottlenecks that have been able to stop that? So our vision is to keep delving deeper and deeper into this until one day anyone will be able to say, oh, you can send someone money just like you wanted to Google something, means you want to search something. If you want to send someone, just hesab it to them, right? Send money to them without any cost, without any headache, as easy as sending a WhatsApp message or SMS message. You'd be able to send money to anyone. You'd be able to access lines of financing, be able to access funds when you need it. You'd be able to make those repayments. Everything that you need is automated in a way that cuts out, costs of very expensive financial providers that make a huge amount of money off of kind of being in the middle and steering things left and right. Just in Afghanistan, to be able to receive money from the outside, just to give a perspective, it's between 5 and 15%. So the people that are basically starving, they're losing on everything, 5 or 15%, where you can make such a big difference in that. If that could come down to free, where people can easily help others, it really will bring the world together, solve a lot of the issues that are associated with places that are de-risked by banks around the countries, just because it's not worth the headache to deal with those particular jurisdictions, but that we might be able to step in on those underserved, underrepresented, most vulnerable areas of the world. So the unbanked populations of the world overlap with the de-risked areas from the financial services very, very closely. Afghanistan, Syria, Lebanon, Yemen, these are the countries that are de-risked by the traditional financial services, and an opportunity for us to be able to come in and really help those that are most in need.
Sanzer, thank you so much for sharing this vision. DataKind is really privileged and delighted to help contribute to that in some way. Again, we truly believe in the power of data science. We truly believe in the power of providing data-driven insights, and really leveraging that to help you and other social impact organizations continue to increase your impact and really reach at scale. This has been just a fantastic conversation. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your partnership. For those of you watching this Financial Inclusion Week session, please follow us, DataKind, on our website, our social media, Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn handles. We will be sharing some case studies of the incredible work that we are doing together with Hisab Pay to really help increase the financial inclusion of individuals across Afghanistan. Sanzer, thank you so much for your time, and we are looking forward very much to our ongoing collaboration.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's an honor to be working with DataKind as well. And we look forward to continuing to make a difference both in Afghanistan and in the region. Thank you, and have a great evening.
Thank you, everyone.